So, William and Unique, our audience is about to engage in a 90-minute thrilling experience of the work that the two of you have wrought creatively and interpretively. I wonder if you could provide somewhat of a guide for the audience today, and what can they expect musically and theatrically.
Well, the opera Wozzeck is based on the play written in the 1830s by George Buchner, which tells of a private in the army driven through poverty and desperation to murder his common-law wife, which the opera follows. But it's written at the time of the First World War, and this production is set as a kind of an anticipation, a foreboding of the First World War. It's not specifically historically interpretation, but it has the convolution and explosions of the earth that are mirrored in the music for me.
It's a work that's clearly incredibly of its time, the early 20th century musically, in terms of, think of Elektra and Salome in a way, but gone wilder, with a structure that is actually tighter, which pays tribute also to the Baroque era, with a series of variations on the same theme. So formally, it's an incredible work. But more importantly, I feel, like William said, that this vision of a kind of destruction of the world, while being really about an ordinary man or ordinary people, nothing mythic. This makes a combination like no other, I think, in operatic history.
I mean, the piece that when Buchner wrote it in 1837 is 25 short fragments which have to be rearranged to make a constructed narrative. And that's what Berg did. He took 3 acts, 5 scenes in each act, wove them together, and you have this extraordinarily tight libretto. Every line is kind of perfect and essential. And my job was really to find the projections that could work with the music, that amplify the themes of the opera.
I like that you use the word amplify, because I feel that this is what the orchestra is doing in this work. That Berg knows more than many other composers how to take this perfection of the text and then have it sometimes amplified by the full orchestra to make it a very powerful and very telling emotion. It's a huge orchestration, but very rarely does the orchestra fully roar.
But when it does, it is astonishing.
Yeah.
After the death, there's 2 huge chords that really you have to feel the whole ceiling's about to come down in the opera house. The volume of them, the intensity of them, is one of the great moments of any opera.
What about our lead title role singer today, Peter Mattei?
I mean, it's astonishing to me that this will be his role debut. I mean, it feels like he's been inhabiting this work all his life.
I mean, you always need to find something in the singer that can mirror something in the character. Mm-hmm. And with Peter, there's a kind of a restlessness of trying different things, of having a new idea for each scene, that it's bubbling inside him, and that you feel all the thoughts inside Wozzeck, the character, are bubbling and uncontainable. So there's a matching of energy in what Peter does, and a matching of the anxiety and uncomfortableness of the character Wozzeck the whole way through. And there's a groundedness in Elsa that is fantastic.
Elsa van den
Elsa,
which is also the role debut, grounded, and yet the fragility eventually is in one of her scenes at the opening of Act 3. It makes the character so real, more real than I've ever encountered.
Well, it shows how much confidence that we all have in these wonderful artists, that we're excited to have them making their debuts on the stage of the Met in these roles. Thank you both for the extraordinary gift you are bringing to the Met and to our audiences around the world. And I guess we're now ready for Wozzeck.
Maestro.
Hi, Eric.
Peter, bravi. I mean, what an overwhelming performance. That was just wonderful.
Thank you.
And this is a first for Met Live in HD, a post-game interview, as it were. now, Peter, you and Elsa just experienced your character's harrowing death on stage. I mean, how you feeling?
Oh, fine, thanks.
I'm happy when it's over because lying there for 20 minutes like that, it's not very comfortable.
Maestro, what was your impressions of today?
I think we took a lot of risks today. I mean, thanks to this amazing cast and this incredible chorus and orchestra, we were able to go further, I think, in the emotion and also bending the music to the expressive needs. And I hope it came through.
Oh, wonderful. Now, Peter and Elsa, these are two new roles for both of you. Now, how does one go about mastering a score like this?
Did we master it?
It sounded like it to me.
Just for me, I cannot speak for him, but just a lot of repetition. I mean, a repetition since December of 2018.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, a lot of work. A lot of work.
now,
We even worked yesterday. You
Yeah.
know, we had another rehearsal yesterday just to again feel like a team. And it's never over with such a score.
now, Maestro, in any opera, you're the focal part musically. The focus is on you to keep everything together. But what sets Wozzeck apart in an opera, being down there in the pit conducting this wonderful score?
I think, as they just said, it's one of the most complex scores ever for the musicians to play, for every performer on stage to sing and to learn. So I have to make sure that I'm out of the way, even more than usual as a conductor. But, you know, with the help of our fantastic prompter, Karen Levine, who's incredible, I think we can make the team so that they feel safe, that they can explore really their characters. It's always the same for every opera, but I have to say for a score like this, it needs a lot of work ahead of time and a lot of trust between everyone.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And for you, how did these roles how are they set apart from other roles that you performed? And
It is like a web, a spider web, and it's just 5-6 spider webs on spider webs. So it's very many layers.
Like an Escher painting.
Yes,
almost.
and when you look at it when it works, you see just one spider net, and it's just glimmering through the sun and everything. But before you have fixed the things, it is just a mess for a very long time.
Right.
And the future is also to come to do the show and to do this role again. And I think it is still much to discover and still much to learn and be humble about.
Absolutely. And for me, just what was surprising is how I couldn't, normally when I'm in performance, I sort of detach myself from the conductor. That's the wrong word. Detaching is not the right word. But I can always just keep, the corner of an eye on the conductor while playing. This was completely not the case.
Well, thank you so much. Congratulations to you all for an unforgettable performance. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Eric.
Thank you, Eric.
And